The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I am your host, JB, your sports guy. We got a big show for you all tonight, but first, I want to introduce my co-host that you can catch on CrescentCitySports.com, the one, the only, Mr. VK Jones. VK, what's going on?
What's good with y'all people? Like, share, tag, and subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms. It is Tuesday night and also Wednesday night, the best days of the week to catch up on your local sports, including high school. So it's been an unbelievable week one. We got a lot to break down tonight, high school, college, and we get ready for the pros this weekend. So let's get to our first guest tonight that's coming out of North Louisiana.
That's right, coming out of North Louisiana. This guy here, he was a standout player for the McNeese State Cowboys. Now he is the head coach of the Wossman Wildcats. We have Coach Terence Cahee. Coach, how you doing today?
Man, doing great, man. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, we thank you for joining us, Coach. We truly appreciate it. Coach, what was it or why did you want to become a head coach?
Man, honestly, it was, I feel like it's a calling. It's not something that I set out to do at a young age. It's just kind of something after I got done playing ball. A couple people just suggested that I get into it. And, man, I fell in love with it from day one. And, my goal has always been, no matter what I do, try to be the best at it that I can be. I think I'm a leader. I've always been that way. Uh, and I think I have a lot to offer, not just as a play caller, but as a head coach as well. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it was.
I mentioned that you played at McNeese. You went to Westlake High School, which is right outside of Lake Charles, Louisiana. You were a defensive coordinator at Washington Marion and at Lake Charles College Prep. What was it about Wossman that you said, I'm going to be their next head coach?
Man, again, just faith, man, being where your feet are. I coached under two really good head coaches who prepared me. I had a lot of opportunities before this. It just wasn't the right time. It wasn't God's time, in my opinion. And I always kind of look for certain signs, or I pray about things. And, this was kind of one of those things when it got brought to my attention that it was an opening there, and I started doing my research and started meeting the people that are in the building. I just thought it would be a slam dunk hire, and I thought it would be, a match made in heaven.
I mentioned that you were a defensive coordinator and you worked under Eric Franklin, who was the head coach of Lake Charles College Prep. What are some of the things that you learned from him while you were at Lake Charles College Prep?
Man, Eric is a player's coach. I'm more of a strickler, but he taught me how to kind of open up and let the kids be them. And you know, I'm big on, man, doing it this way. We need to do it this way. This is how I learned. At that point in my career, and I think he kind of opened up another avenue for me to be able to relate to the kids better. And then he's an offensive guy, so me and him challenging each other daily. My thoughts, his thoughts. How will I stop this? How would he line up to that? Just piggybacking off each other. I think kind of that made me a better coach.
When you got the job at Wossman, and I read this in an article, you said your goal is to save every young man, to keep them off the streets. A lot of people look at head coaches like they just there to coach a football game, win championships, but you're saying otherwise, that these guys are more important. Explain to the audience why.
Man, I mean, because somebody took time with me, and without the people who poured into me, there is no me. I'm definitely not here. That's for sure. And that's not only coaches. Those are mentors, those are teachers, those are just people who are important figures in their life. And I've always said when I get my opportunity, it's going to be more about the young man than it is about the win and loss column. Do we want to win? Yes, but it's not at all costs, and it's not by putting the kids second. We're gonna put the kids first. um they need guys like the guys I have in the locker room, my coaches, who are gonna pour into them, who are gonna check on them on the weekends, who are gonna make sure they ate, who are gonna make sure they have a plan for when they leave high school. And those are some things that I preach every day. But to the you have to have people in the room who care more about you as a person than a ball player.
I want to kind of piggyback off that question a little bit because I also read an article you thought you was going into a broken situation, but it really wasn't broken. The
Mhm.
kids just wanted someone to care for them and love them. How did that make you feel when you were told
Yeah,
that?
nah, man, and that's no knock, to anybody before me. I'm gonna put that out there. I don't know, because I wasn't there, but when you get to meeting these kids and talking to them one on one, and it consistently comes up, coach, I want you to be here. I want you to love us. I want to know that you care. And it wasn't seriously, it wasn't, man, coach, I want to win a state championship right away. Some kids, that's the goal, because that is the goal. But it was more so along the lines of, man, look, coach, man, are you gonna be where you say you gonna be? Are you gonna be here every day? When we need something, can we come talk to you? When things aren't going good, are you gonna give up? Or are you gonna continue to coach us? Are you gonna love us through it and coach us through it? And those are some of the things that, credit to the coaches who stayed. After the previous coach had left, or was let go. Those guys did an awesome job as well of keeping these kids together. I think we walked in the building, we had a little over 30 kids, and today at practice we had 69. So in a year we've done some amazing things, in my opinion, that don't show up on the win-loss column.
Last year, you guys made the playoffs in the Division Two non-select category. You lost to Lutcher, who went on to win the state championship. What positives did you take from last season?
Man, honestly, I've always said, like, records, good or bad, we weren't going to be indicative of who we were. You know, like, we played really well late in the season. The further along we got, and sometimes the scores don't look like it, but man, kids started buying in. Kids were hungry to compete. Kids didn't give up. Uh, we take a really good Sterlington team week 10, and man, without two self-inflicted wounds, we win that ball game. Lutcher, for the first half, we gave up a big play right before half, and it's a one-score game. Like, we're in the ball game. It's kids are competing, and then that was my biggest deal going into the spring. Like, how hard are we going to compete? Are we going to fall in love with the process and with the grind of getting better? And not just the result. And I think we did that. And I'm not a loser. I tell the kids that all the time. Like, I'm gonna win, no matter what. And sometimes the scoreboard doesn't say the same thing, but we're going to continue to take strides in the right direction, and we did do that. Our senior class set the presidents. Our now senior class, who were juniors then, are doing a tremendous job of leading, and I think that's kind of catapulted us a little ahead of schedule, if I can say.
Go ahead, VK.
Well, Coach Cahee I appreciate you taking the time. Last week you start off on a winning note, getting a win over Booker T. Washington out of Northwood, and you guys got it done. And I tell you, you just really did what y'all had to do. I believe it was 42-0 was the result. And what you could say about your performance on Friday, especially from your quarterback Tristan Wooten, how you stepped up and got some touchdowns for you to help to get that win.
Yeah, Tristan, man, Tristan's a leader. I tell him all the time, I couldn't have asked for a better young man to be at quarterback when I walked in the building. He's dependable. He does not miss practice. He's doing extra. He's always trying to find a way to get better. He lives in the goddamn on field house. Like, he's always around our OC, our quarterback coach, um, myself, and he's always looking for ways to get better. So I was so happy for him to reap some of the benefits, and to have some positive to start off his senior year, because we go as he goes. He knows that. He missed a couple throws, but he made some spectacular throws. He had 2 point conversion runs. Um, and I'm proud of Tristan. He did a good job.
Well, he did a great job. Also, you got Antoine, Trey Mason, Travis Lynch, who really helps out offensively and everything else. But also, what about? Can you tell us the performance of your defense? A shutout more than anything else. That's very encouraging for a team that's improving.
Man, defensive line wise, we play really, really well. We probably have 6 or 7 guys we rotate, and those guys they know, once again, on the defensive side, it's going to be one in the trenches, and we're gonna predicate, ourselves, or make sure we stop the run and make sure we get after the quarterback and make it easy on the guys in the secondary. But the whole defense played well, but defensive line wise, we played really, really solid. They got after it relentlessly, over and over again, and I can't give those guys enough credit, because, as we know, the big boys don't get enough credit. They don't get their names in the paper. They don't get the shout outs. It's always the little guys. So, man, shout out to those guys, Jaden Williams and crew, who did an awesome job on Friday night.
Well, you come into a squad like Wossman, a school that's known for certain things, but always been competitive in every sport and stuff like that. Because like long time ago, Wossman was a pretty good football program, and all of a sudden
No doubt.
basketball started taking over, and then all of a sudden football's trying to get back into it. How it is when you had to step in to try to change a culture to get it back the way it was.
Man, at the end of the day, it's hard hat and pill. We come to work every day. Like, we block out the noise. I echo that. Like, it's about us. It's about the guys in the building. Um, and man, they said basketball does a great job. We just won a track state championship last year. Um, our principal is awesome, man. Like, he loves Wasman. He's Wasman through and through. So the culture, it's not hard, when you're a competitor, to rise to the occasion. The standard is the standard, um and that's where we're at. Those guys know we're not going to deviate from that. Like, this is what we are, this is who we're trying to be, and we're going to do everything in our power to continue to grow and get better daily and weekly, and yearly.
And up next, you get Booker, you get the win against Booker T next week. You got Northwood Shreveport trying to get to 2-0 in the season. Now the schedule gets a little more tougher from there. I know you have Calvary Baptist on your schedule, North Webster,
Yep,
Richwood, Bastrop, you know. But I know each week is you try to step up another notch for your team to get better, right, Coach?
for sure. That's the goal. The goal is to eliminate the mistakes from the previous week, and to build on our strengths. It's very, very simple. And the guys know that. So, yeah, the goal is to get better. Booker T's over with. We flushed that one on, Friday night, Saturday morning. We moved on to a really good Northwood team.
Last question, coach, and I'm gonna let Jared continue with you and everything else. Um, with when you look at it's like you're in a really tough district in itself. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, man, it doesn't stop. When you got Carroll, who made a playoff appearance last year. I mean, a really good improving team last year. Richwood's usually competitive. Bastrop, also Union Parish, who was in the dome last season, and then Sterlington, who's an improved squad. Man, I tell you, that's a tough district in North Louisiana.
Man, I've said it over and over again, bro, and I'm gonna say it until something changes. But that was part of the reason I was attracted to this job. Like, I'm a competitor, bro. I'm a winner. Like, I want to compete against those guys. We have some really good coaches in this district, some really good teams, and my biggest deal is challenging myself weekly. And it's been proven, and I say it over and over. If you can win this district, you can compete for a state title. So that was, I'm telling you, that was a big part of the reason I was attracted to this job, because of the level of competition that you get to face every freaking week.
Gotta ask you this one more thing and let Jared continue. I'm sorry, Jared. I just gotta ask you this. I had something in my head popped in. The connections with you at Nickel State University. I'm sorry, McNeese State. Excuse me, McNeese State University as a Cowboy. I know you had some college connections and stuff like that. Any of your seniors or juniors being looked at by any schools right now being recruited?
Man, we have actually, man, we have some kids like Jaden Williams, my defensive tackle, 6'3", 290. He has 4 or 5 Division I offers. He's actually, in the next week or two, he's going to take a visit down to ULL. Um, we have Travis Lynch, Trey Mason, Richard Wilson, who are all juniors, skill guys who all have at least one offer apiece. And then we have other guys like Eric Griffin, our running back, um, Fred Clark, Keyshawn Hines. We have guys getting recruited. So right now we have 5 guys that have at least one Division I offer, and then we have another 3 or 4 who are right there on the cusp of earning their first one.
Coach Cahee, I'll get you out of here with this last question. You're at Wossman, up and coming program in football right now. Of course, the main goal is to always get a state championship. But what are the other small goals that you have set for your team?
Man, honestly, like we want to win the district. You want to compete for a state title. You want to play, like I tell them all the time. You want to play on Thanksgiving weekend. Um, and I want my kids to just compete at a high. Like, when my goal, honestly, is when other coaches pop on the film, they're like, wow, what are we gonna do with these guys? Man, these guys play hard. Man, they play the right way. Man, they're disciplined. You know, so for me, it's not, I don't have anything out of the way. Like, I want my kids to do things the right way. We want to coach them hard, and we want to love them a little bit harder. But that's it, man. Like, we want to get to the next level. We want to go from the first round to, getting deeper in the playoffs, and we want to make a state championship run. Like, let's not get it twisted. That is the goal. Like, we want to play in New Orleans. So we're gonna keep striding and keep chomping at that thing until we get there. And then when we do it, we'll try to do it again.
Most definitely. Coach Cahee, first of all, thank you for joining us. I wish you nothing but success throughout the rest of the football year. And once again, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate y'all, man.
Definitely. Thank you,
Peace
Coach
out.
Cahee.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
I was Coach Cahee of the Wossman Wildcats. And Coach VK, his first year, he got them to the playoffs. This year, like he said, he wants to go a little bit further in the playoffs. Just doesn't want to get to the first round and be one and done. He wants to get further. You heard he wants to get to Thanksgiving week. And you know what they say about Thanksgiving week? Any team that's still playing during Thanksgiving week, they are for real. That's what they say. So Coach K, he got a job on his hand with Wossman, but I believe he's the right guy for the job. I really do. And they're off to a good start already with a victory over Booker T. Washington Shreveport. What do you got to say?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much the right man. I think he has a mentality that, hey, it's going to take a lot for us to change this culture and everything over at Walsman to try to take it to the next level for that program. it's just been such a program that's just, it has its ups and it has its downs in a football program. But, they're trying to get to a consistent basis that they're winning consistently and also trying to get the team a state championship. They didn't have state championships in basketball. I don't think they had one in football. So they're trying to really, buck the trend and try to, break some things over there, more than anything else. And Charles, you was right. I tell you, anybody who makes the quarterfinals, especially a team who haven't made it in a long time or for the first time ever, what I'm saying? Like the great example is St. Martin's, how they made it all the way to not just the quarterfinals but the state semifinals for the first time in school history. And it's something when you make it to the quarters, and it's a sign that you have arrived here in LHSA.
Most definitely. What I truly loved about the interview, he's a coach that cares about the players. He loves the
Yes.
players as people,
Mhm.
and it sounded like he would do anything for these players. And when I read the article that these players told him, man, we just want somebody to care for us and love us, I was like, wow, wow. Not to say they weren't getting that from the previous coach, but they're definitely getting it now. And when these players know they got a coach that loves and cares for them, they're gonna play all out for them. And you heard it. When he got there at 30 players, this year he has 69 players. They have some depth now. So that
Mm.
that that speaks volumes of what he's doing with his program.
Very much agreed, man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you see schools like an Archbishop Shaw, how they increase from one number to another because of winning. And then you look at Riverdale, how miraculous that they got their biggest roster in a long time, maybe ever. And for them to win last week, and they're trying to have a winning culture, and hopefully it's consistent, because over the years Riverdale Athletics always had problems keeping their coaches and talking about some good ones who was up in there to continue to winning. It's always a wrong kind of approach. But I think Wossman is going at it the right way. I think they're trusting Coach Cahee to take it to another level. And I think they're going to lean on him like they lean on Casey Jones for Wossman basketball. And that's actually Casey Jones's alma mater. So, he's trying to get them a state title. So, the thing is the fact that, it's about the backing is more important. It's not. I love the mentality of Coach K of the caring and love, but as long as he got backing, like he got right now, that's really really good. The backing of the administration and the community. I think Vossman is going to go places that if they can stay consistent.
I can't remember the principal name. I think his first name is Trey. I cannot remember the last name. But he's backing Coach K 100%. And when you have the backing of an administration, man, things could take off in the right direction. And we see some schools in this area who does not have the backing at all, and it's a shame. It's a shame. You need to have the backing of every athletic program in your school whatsoever. Whatsoever. And I'm not gonna say any school names, but I had a friend who was a head coach of a school in the New Orleans area, and people from the stands jumped on the court and started fighting his team. And the LHSAA still suspended them from the playoffs. Their principal and the AD did not fight it. They just took it. That guy who's the head coach, he left that school. No backing. So you
And
gotta
I
have backing. What you say?
and I can see who you're talking about. I'm not gonna say the
Oh,
name,
you
but I
know,
know you
yeah, you
talking
know.
about.
You know what I'm talking about. You know that
and,
you know who that is.
and it was cold blooded what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? And going against the team that they went against, and not gonna say the school's name, that
Right.
school wound up winning state years later. And that young coach had to learn a lesson there because they got in trouble too.
Yeah.
So, because me and your friend, I think we all three of us had that discussion.
Yep.
And he was actually happy for that opposing coach after all these years later that all of a sudden he led his team to the state championship.
Oh yeah.
And it was the fact that he learned that lesson, those lessons that screwed that school up.
Yes.
But that his administration backed him. But it's too bad that the school That our friend was, didn't have the backing. And it's a problem everywhere because it ain't just high schools and colleges. It's ridiculous. When you got bad administration or management that don't care about trying to make the workplace better, you have a problem. You have grounds to leave. You have grounds that you can go. Greatest example in sports, Deion Sanders. And look at what's going on in Colorado right now. It's a huge problem when you don't have backing. You don't have backing of people. We're not talking about for the people that fails you. We talking about backing for the people who's being successful in handling their business. That's when you gotta you back them when they down, but you gotta really back them if they're successful. If you don't have no sign of backing behind them, oh, guess what? That's a huge problem. We know one high school in the New Orleans area, more in the West Bank, been having that problem for a long time. And I don't know if that thing is going to get better. And it needs to get better because why you think fans and alumni don't come to the game? It's people are tired of that. They are tired. If you're going to have a better workplace, you gotta have better leaders, good administration that cares for everybody, including most importantly the kids. When you have that, and then you back your staff up and lead them the right way, that everybody be on the same page because they're strength in numbers. If you do that and have control of the conglomerate, guess what? You're gonna have a successful program, win or lose.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Before we move on, let's look at their schedule right quick. They have Northwood Shreveport, who was a quarterfinal team in Division I Select last year. Then Helix Mentorship Academy, Calvary Baptist, Northwestern, who's in their district, Carroll, Richwood, Bastrop, Union Parish, and Sterlington. Like you said, this is a tough district, but if you look at the schedule from last year, you can tell they were starting to improve. They were going in a positive direction. And he even said it right here, the first half against Lutcher was a one-score game. So I really believe, man, just from the positives that they went through last year, getting to the playoffs, having a little bit of success, they're going to carry it into this year. And I like to see how well they will do. I got a good feeling about Coach Cahee. And I think you're going to see a positive outcome with this Wossman Wildcats team this year.
I agree. I definitely agree, and I feel the same way myself. I wish Coach Cahee the best, and I hope they stay consistent.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Let's commercial break. We come back. We're going to talk about a couple high school games in the area that we went to this past weekend and talk about a certain coach who was just put on administrative leave. We'll talk about that right after these commercial break.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we will be in Homer, Louisiana, as we call the matchup between the Terrebonne Tigers and the John F. Kennedy Cougars. They met last year, and John F. Kennedy won big. But this year, we are expecting a tight, close ball game between two talented teams. You can catch it on www.tsbnsports.com. My good friend right here, VK Jones, will be doing the play-by-play of that game, and we'll talk more about that game tomorrow. But yes, that is the Hash It Out Show game of the week for week 2, VK.
This Friday night. You said next Friday, but it's this Friday. You
It's
know what I'm
this
saying?
Friday. My fault. My
Yeah,
fault.
that's right.
This
That's right.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes, this Friday we'll have the countdown to kickoff at 6:30, and then we'll get things kicked off 7 o'clock. I will be on the play-by-play, and George Peppers will have the color on Friday night and everything else. But we will have an update hopefully by tomorrow. We're close to getting week 3 down, so we'll let you know tomorrow night when it's confirmed that. And I tell you, we get this confirmed, we got a hell of a matchup for week number 3. So I'm telling you, you won't believe it when we make the announcement tomorrow if everything is confirmed.
I also want to say that it's more than likely I will be part of that broadcast too this Friday night. I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
I'll know for sure tomorrow, but it's more than likely I'll be right with y'all at Homer doing some color with George Peppers and you doing the play-by-play.
well, I'm about to make sure I pack a third mic for Friday night, so I ain't got no problem with that. You just let me know, and I'll pack that third mic with me.
I
We
got you.
we, we get it popping, man.
We'll make
So
it happen.
yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes.
I want to talk about this coach that's just been put on administrative leave. So, news broke today. Todd Garvin, the head coach of the West Monroe Rebels, was placed on administrative leave due to the fact of having multiple players being rushed to the hospital for heat related issues. Now, I don't know what the temperature was for when they practiced. I don't know. So I can't speak on that. But I do know if the temperature is 96 degrees and higher, um, with that being said, he has had 4 issues of this happening. And it happened yesterday on Labor Day, the fourth one. The first 3, 2 got sent to the hospital. The third one got rushed to a hospital in Shreveport. Coach Todd Garvin took full responsibility for what happened with those 3 players. He took full responsibility. West Monroe had practice yesterday at 10 o'clock a.m. Now, why didn't have it at 7 o'clock a.m.? I don't know. But also remember, West Monroe has an indoor practice facility. Keep that in mind. This kid came back to practice because he missed all of last week with COVID. So since he missed all of last week with COVID, they said he had some makeup work to do, meaning he had to do extra running and all that. Extra running. And then the kid has an illness. A heat-related illness, supposedly. Now, I'm going to say this. Like I said, I don't know what the temperature was. And I don't know what's going on at that practice. I don't know. I cannot speak on it. But when I hear 4 of your players have had heat-related issues since summer workouts, stuff is going off my head like something's not right. Something not right. And I'm not getting it. Because you do have an indoor facility, which they practice in today, and the offensive coordinator, let me get his name right quick, VK. I got his name. Let me get
Yes.
the OC name. His name is, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I thought I had it, VK. I thought I had it.
We're patient.
Oh yeah, I'm looking because I know I have it.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah.
His name is Coach. His name is Coach Davis.
Okay.
Coach Davis, the OC. I don't have a first name, but I got the coach name, Coach Davis. So that being said, in no facility you can go in, but 4 players. Are we not doing hydration breaks or what? I don't know. But I got a lot of mad people, and I will be one of them. I will be one of them too. With four players has had heat-related illness under your watch. Under your watch. I just don't. I don't know. That's a red flag going off in my head. What are your thoughts, right quick?
Well, this is what I'm thinking right now. I would not be surprised. Here's the thing about Ty Garvin. He is a West Monroe alumni. He goes back to the old West Monroe. And you have to think those practices were intense in itself. So you go back to and then I'm like this, you can't sometimes go back. You can go back old school, but you can't go too far because the thing is, you don't want to get kids hurt. You don't want to go too. Then you got heat right now going. I know the humidity might not be as bad as Southeast Louisiana, but it's still hot. And I wouldn't even be surprised. A lot of their practices was probably outside. They probably didn't go into the facility like talking about. They might have went in it, but not a lot of times. If you got 4 people with heat related issues, that's bad. That just shows me I don't think it was inside like talking about in that indoor facility. And then the 4th person giving them extra. I'm like,
He was sick with COVID. Come on, man.
I think Coach Garvin kind of went too far, way too far. Kid coming off a sickness like that, COVID is a devastating disease, and you don't give it time for him to heal up. I would give him light work a bit until he really gets himself 100% fluid. And if you're ready to go all out, go all out. But I would have never gave him no extra work. What he didn't do anything wrong.
Nothing.
The man's sick. The man is suffering with a disease. And you're going to I'm like this. If I'm the parents of that kid, I don't care what anybody say. I am leaving West Monroe now. I am taken out of the school. We're going to another school because you almost caused my child to die. So I'm sorry. You put my child in danger. Excuse me what I'm about to say. You get the finger. You get the
I'm gonna say
finger.
this. I'm gonna say
Get the
this. There
finger
are
from me.
rules to
Just straight up. I'm
abide
sorry.
by. Rules to abide by. 96 degrees, you cannot practice. You cannot
Nope.
practice. Remember we was talking to Coach Reggie Rogers for John Eric? We
Right.
sitting there and we doing an interview with him. He's waiting to
Exactly.
start practice. And then the lady come in there and say, you still can't practice. And guess what? He couldn't practice. There are rules to abide by. I know about the old school days back in the day. Too many heat stuff has happened to where they changed the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you gotta give more hydration breaks.
You have
Coach
to.
Carl Spicer, remember what he said? What did he say? About good 7 minutes he gives?
They go every like 15, 20 minutes a period, and they go get the hydration break right there.
Right,
Every
exactly.
15, 20 minutes. And that's how most periods should be, especially
Yes.
a 15 to 20-minute period, and give them a break. Give them a good 5 to 8 minute break, maybe 10 minutes. Get their so hydrated, get their breath, and then get back out there. You know, and I think these coaches, and I give them a lot of credit, they've done a great job maintaining and following the rules. They might not like it because of the heat, but it's the rules. These coaches understand it. I don't think Ty Garvin understood it. And I think it was and some of it is on him.
I don't know about understood it,
Oh,
but it gives off like, does he care about the
that's
safety of these kids?
that's what I'm trying to say. One side of it, does he really? That's what I'm saying. Does he get it? I don't think he get it because of the fact like he don't care. I'm gonna say one, it's not just to care about the kids, but the pressure,
Well, VK,
the freaking
but
pressure.
the
You have to
pressure,
think
yes. the pressure.
Yes.
But I say this:
Yeah.
when it happens to one kid, the first one, then maybe you gotta reconsider what you're doing on practice. It
Right. You got
shouldn't
to make
be one,
adjustments.
two, three. I take full responsibility. Then a fourth one happens. No, it's too much. That shouldn't
That's
be
way
happening.
that's way too much. I agree with that. They that is way too much in itself. I'm saying I'm looking at it on all sides of the fence. Is Ty Garvin wrong? He's dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
He's dead wrong. It's just the fact of the matter is, if that's the rules, you got to follow it. I don't know why you don't follow it. That's one. Two, the pressure of the West Monroe faithful. That was the one thing, and you can tell by the press conference when he first got to West Monroe. You know the pressure was on him from the jump that they got to get it right at West Monroe. They got to get it right. And I don't think he did none of these kind of practices at Washington. But when you at a bigger program,
I actually read that someone said this did happen at Washington under his watch, that a player did. I did
ooh,
read that. Now that
whoa,
somebody put that out there. I
I did
don't know
not
if it's
know
true or
that.
not. Don't know if it's true or not, but somebody did say that.
Man, if that's confirmed true, oh goodness, this is really bad for Coach Garvin. I'll tell you one thing right now, he's gonna be seriously evaluated,
Oh, this on the
and
investigation.
it's under invest. That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah,
gonna be seriously evaluated. Will he lose his job? There's a great chance he will,
high chance.
but
Yes.
there's a great chance he will. But don't be surprised. They might find a loophole that he stays, but I think he's gonna be out of there. You know how them politics is out there, especially in those kind of places. Then people find a way for them coaches to still be there. Remember what happened to Dennis Dunn. Remember what happened to him. He had that case of molestation, and he was let go for Evangel. Johnny Booty was the coach, and then all of a sudden, guess what? Evangel said that, oh, we forgive him. We're gonna bring back Dennis Dunn. Johnny Booty said, "The hell with y'all," and he left,
He
and
left.
that's where Calvary Baptist got started.
Yep.
So trust me on that. I tell you, they'll find new loopholes for Garvin to stay, but I think Garvin is in a lot of trouble.
I think so too, man. If he keeps this job, whew,
Like I said,
I don't know how with
loopholes,
4 kids going to hospitals.
loophole,
Yeah.
loophole plus what we always see in the state, PBS. You know what PBS means? Politics and bull, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only. I love my state. I love my city, but that's the only thing I can't stand about this state is the politics and bull junk that we had to deal with overall in all aspects of life and business.
Most definitely. Let's move on from Ty Garvin. You were at the John Everett and Covington game in Covington, which was the Hash It Out Show game of the week for week 1. You were there. What were your thoughts about the game?
Oh man, I thought it was a really, at first, Covington really had control of the ball game more than anything else, and they ran the ball very well with David Harris, Kylan Williams, and also the receipt. I know what was the receiver that we was talking about?
Justin Chapman?
Justin Chapman. Those three did unbelievable. LZ did not too bad, the other quarterback, but those three really ran the ball well. It was over like 300 some yards rushing for Covington. But John Eric, they fought back in that ball game. This was a far cry from last season. I mean, John Eric had some scores in the game that got him back in there. The defense made some stops and everything, but it's just the fact that they have to, you know, you know, I think you have to look at it more than anything else that John Eric, they did a good job making plays and everything, but they just got to do it in the beginning of the game. They got to be consistent with it. I think the play calling was much better in the second half more than in second quarter on the rest of the game because Reggie Rogers mixed it up. They put in different people in the backfield in the Wildcat, and they mixed up with Chanel. Chanel had some ill-advised throws. He's got some work to do. They had some drop balls, but he has some ill-advised throws, and he took too long sometimes with the ball. But the way they mixed it up and stuff like that was pretty good. They just gotta be consistent. That's the biggest thing, and they gotta be consistent from the get-go, from the beginning to end. But they fought really hard. They fought really hard all throughout and had a chance. They had a chance, but now John Everett is gonna have to really bounce back and get ready for the defending state champions coming to their house to open the season. So the home opener. So it's gonna be interesting in itself. Does Everett has a shot? Maybe. The thing is, they got to start good against Destrehan. They don't start good, it's going to be a long, long night. Covington with the victory, and it was big for them. They made some big defensive stops. I mean, some huge plays, and then, the way they ran the clock and everything else. Coach Salter was very impressed of how his team just bounced back, but he knows that his team has got to really play full quarter. But they're very, very talented, and they got an interesting game coming up Friday as they host Franklinton and Nick Famaggio, who comes in town.
Have you
So
have you heard anything recently about the Wardell Mack injury? Because I know he got hurt during the game.
didn't heard anything further right now. I know he did get hurt and he didn't really come back in there, but I know I tell you the secondary really did a good job as Mari did really good. Clark made some plays for Eric, but we'll see if Mac will be able to play on Friday. But if he's out, that's gonna be big right there for the secondary. But John Everett's defense really did what they can to keep him in that ball game. So I give him that. But it was I tell you, it wasn't a bad game at all. It wasn't a bad game at all. Very interesting, but Covington had the wherewithal to put the game away.
We're gonna move to Brother Martin versus Madison Prep. You and I were there at this game, and Madison Prep couldn't stop Brother Martin's offense at all. They couldn't stop it at all. Set days at 11 of 15, 139 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns passing. The offense was just moving on Madison Prep, and I was shocked because Madison Prep usually is a better team than what we saw on Thursday night. And Madison Prep only crossed the 50 twice. They cannot move the ball on Brother Martin. And that's pretty much the story of the game. That's it. And Brother Martin went on to win 28-0.
And I tell you, man, the deep it took a little bit for Madison Prep to finally get going, and they got it going late in the second quarter. Had a great drive, and they could not get in the end zone. They had an unbelievable drive, and they couldn't execute it. And then second half, they crossed the 50 on it once. And I mean, I tell you, Brother Martin's defense is a little younger, but they made some huge plays up front. The front seven did an unbelievable job getting in the backfield, making things hard. But Madison Prep, they looked sloppy. They looked real sloppy. And then I think Coach Williams and his squad, they got a lot of work to do.
Got some work to
They're,
do.
they're an improving team. They're a good team, and they're gonna win some games. They just did not have the start that they thought can have in this game right here. So all props going to Mark Bonice and his squad. Said Dazat played really, really well.
Yes.
The backfield of Brother Martin with them two backs, they did a
Jordan
real
West
good.
and Sidney Harris.
Yeah, they did a great job. They did a great job up from the offensive line. Did really, really well moving the ball. Brother Martin, gets a big victory, a good confidence boost and win for them going forward.
I was at the Shaw St. Charles Catholic game Friday night while VK was calling the John Eric Covington game in Covington. And Archbishop Shaw had their chances to win this game. Not once, not twice, but about 3 times. They had their chances. Shaw's defense could not stop the run. They couldn't stop the run at all for St. Charles Catholic. St. Charles Catholic couldn't pass the ball, but they darn sure could run the ball. But let's get to Shaw. They lost 17-10. Shaw got to the red zone about a good 3 times. What happened in the red zone? We got 2 drop touchdown passes. We got a missed field goal. And we got an interception. We catch these touchdown passes and make this field goal. Shaw wins this game. So it's kind of like shooting yourself in the foot if you're Archbishop Shaw. Not capitalizing on the opportunities that were given to you. They had the chance to win, just didn't happen. St. Charles Catholic won this game 17-10, and that's exactly what happened. Kenny Ramonde, I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. Kenny Ramonde says, better coach team won that game, hands down. And I said the same thing when I got back home. I said, talking to my father, and I sat there and told him that that team was better coached. Plain and simple. Better coached. And the thing is, even on defense, St. Charles running the ball to the outside. Shaw defense never set an edge to prevent the run from going. Set your edge, tackle is there. None of that was happening. Shaw missed tackles. It was bad. They were able to run at their own will on Shaw. But yes, I have to agree. St. Charles Catholic was the better coach team. Are they better talented? No, not even close. Not even close. But that night, better coach team. I'll give Wayne Stein all the credit in the world, which I've had for the past couple of years for the job he's done at that school, and he's showing why he's a genius.
See, now you didn't bought in. Now you didn't bought in. See,
I've
my
been
man.
bought in. I've been bought in,
No,
man. I've been bought in.
I know, but see, now it's the icing on the cake. That's the icing on the cake. You just said, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, see, I appreciate that. See, that's humbleness right there. You know what I'm saying? I told him years ago. I told him this years ago. And I just had a feeling right then and there. What I seen in the first year of Wayne Stein, I was like, man, I think he gets this. I think he gets this because of the fact I remember, and I still say to this day, Frank Monica. He said it himself. This guy is the one person that's prepared. At first, it was supposed to be Nick Monica taking over until he left for Rummel to be an assistant. And then after this, like Wayne Stein is gonna be the man. That's my nephew. He's the guy. He's taking and don't get me wrong. Frank Monica is a genius in itself that
Yes,
built that St. Charles Catholic program. He
yes.
built it. He took them to a level that school has ever seen. And since he retired, Wayne has maintained it, and now he has just catapulted St. Charles Catholic to higher heights. And I tell you, man, and I yes, absolutely, and trust me, that's how much respect I have for Coach Monica. That's how
Maybe
much
they did. Maybe he's been contacted. He just doesn't want to leave.
exactly. Hmm. You
He's
know,
he's building a powerhouse there.
he's building something over there, and I wouldn't
Special.
leave either. You have
It's
to
special.
think, and you have to think the school community and everything else. The administration has been behind that family in
Yes.
general for years.
Years. Yep.
So it's a family. It's just like you know what St. Charles Catholic remind you of? John Curtis, the family business. When you have it, kept it right there and stay consistent of what it is, why leave it? That why you think coaches from St. Charles Catholic who leave become assistants will come back? Same thing, John Curtis. They leave, they come back. Always. Shaw's starting to be that way. So, it's just the fact that, like you said, well coached, and it was a better coach. And I'm glad you see that. Shaw had great opportunities, but they dropped the ball.
Yep.
And they had a good approach. Coach Frank Hayton had a great approach. Same game plan as last season to help them. Give that ball to the back. And they was giving it to Jasper Parker a lot.
Got over
So
100
that's
yards.
exactly. So they're gonna have to do that again until that passing game finally comes together. So that's the way it's gonna have to be done for Shaw and everything else, But a lot of credit to St. Charles Catholic. They probably were big up front as much as Shaw, and they push. When they say they push, and they inches. That's what they do. They do the little stuff, and they do the little stuff well, and that's the biggest thing Wayne Stein preaches to that team.
Saturday night, we were at the battle of the 7th Ward. St. Augustine versus MEC 35. And the first quarter started off real good. Now, Dawson Simmons did not play the first quarter. We don't know why. And
Hubert Calise
quarter,
as well.
hmm?
Hubert Khalees as well didn't play that first quarter.
Gilbert Khalees didn't play the first quarter as well. Also,
Mhm.
I want to say his name is Vashawn Coulon. Last
Yes,
name Cool. Yeah,
that's
Vashawn
it.
Coulon got to start at quarterback, and had some good plays, and also had some plays that weren't as good. You can see just he was struggling a little bit. I think he threw 2 interceptions in that first half. But St. Aug went up first quarter. I'm sorry, first quarter, and St. Aug was up 14-13. Everything changed when Dawson Simmons and Hubert Khalees came in the game, and St. Aug's offense just took off. The defense stepped up, and the final score ended up being 71-13. And the thing is, I said last week we're gonna see St. Aug show who they really are, and it might be scary. And what I saw against 35 was scary. It was scary. And if this is how St. Aug is going to be throughout the rest of the year, not not playing down the competition, but playing at their top potential, it's going to be scary. I promise you that. It's going to be scary. Now, 35 doesn't have a lot of depth. They're smart at the O line, smart at the D line. Santana Price was cramping up. He got hurt, but he never had time to even throw the ball. Not taking nothing away from St. Aug. But at the same time, VK, what we saw, and this continues, and they continue to get better, and they clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking at a better rate each week. They might want to watch out for St. Aug.
Well, I can, I felt they look at it. I'm humble, very humble. It's been a long time since St. Augustine put a blowout like that. Long time since I played at St. Aug. It's been a long time.
DJ,
But
you back
since
just in time, man. Talk about your 35 Ryan Eagles. Go ahead, VK.
I'm gonna be real with you. I look at this more than anything else. All I'm gonna say, and the scary thing about St. Aug is this: St. Aug still has some work to do. St. Aug still has some work to do more than anything else with their special teams because they had some special team errors. Then
Yeah.
on top of that, they had some little errors in the secondary, just a little bit, just a little bit. And then another thing I was looking at was the fact that the offensive line got the block just a little bit better, just a little bit, because of the fact at times we seen Dawson running for his life a couple of times in that game. He made plays with his arm and his leg, but we see him scrambling a lot. That old line has really got to dig deep and really try to hit hard and be more aggressive than they are. They did a good job, but they know they can get better. That's what's scary about this squad. And I'm telling you, all I'm gonna tell you is this: 57 unanswered,
Answered.
57 unanswered points. When the last time McDonald 35 gave up 70? That's a long time. The most I ever seen St. Aug scored on 35 was probably 56.
Mm.
I ain't never seen that. And but what's scary about it, and I feel kind of sorry for 35 a bit because I don't know if they have the depth like talking about it this year. It don't look too bright, but hopefully we'll see what they can do coming up against South Terrebonne this week. But yeah, Ben, you're right. And that was the shootout game. That was exactly, Coach Mo. I was there for that. That was the shootout game. And there was 1 point, 35 came back at 1 point and cut it to 6 on Benton, and Benton pulled away. So I tell you, 35 had some times that they could have been, and it just didn't happen. But regardless of the fact, the team I feel sorry for next that's coming up for St. Augustine is LB Landry.
Oh, we'll
I
mention that
feel
tomorrow. Tomorrow,
we'll
we do our
mention
picks. We do our
it
picks tomorrow.
tomorrow. I'm just gonna give a little snippet, just a little. I feel sorry for him because I'm telling you now, if the Purple Knights come out from the jump firing at all cylinders, this game might be over at the end of the first quarter. I'm just saying. But for St. Aug, they're gonna try and send a serious message, and they gotta stay consistent. You know, you want to stay consistent for Ed Car and everybody else. Like Ed Car is a great team. It's gonna get tougher for St. Aug. If they can raise the intensity and get those wins, all I'm gonna tell you is this: if they go to Zachary and win, and I'm not trying to go ahead of time. We Landry's on a Friday, but if St. Aug gets by Zachary for the second year in a row in Zachary, this car St. Aug game, I don't give a care what anybody say. It is going to be close, like I don't know what. You can say what you want to. You can cut it with a knife. If they go 3-0, we understand what happened last year. We completely understand. And Carr stepped up. They stepped up big and handled business. This year, will it be the same? Will it be the same?
Well, we
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 will
two
see.
we 2.5 weeks away. Let's just wait because
We'll just wait.
both
Okay, but I can't wait. I
Carl
can't
and
wait.
Aug both got big week 3 matchups.
Yeah, we
Zachary for
both.
Aug, Easton for Carl. So let's just wait and see.
Oh, we gonna wait.
Okay.
We gonna wait. We are
All right.
going to wait. All I'm just saying is everybody. I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen. But the historical run for the Purple Knights started last week, and I like what I seen, but they got to just get a little better. That's all. But they looked good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to dip into what we saw Saturday night by these LSU Tigers. We'll be right back.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
That's right. The Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. Terrebonne Tigers against the Giant F. Kennedy Cougars. You can hear the live audio broadcast on www.tsbnsports.com. You can hear it there. Want to give a thanks to our sponsors: Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Blackhawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, Drums Earwear, The Green Law Firm, Bayou Audio and Video, and Barreto Home Solutions, VK. Let's get into what we saw Saturday night. An embarrassing performance from the LSU Tigers.
Sunday night.
Yeah, that night. That's what I meant to say. Sunday night.
Tulane was Saturday.
Tulane was Saturday, yeah. We'll get to them in a second. I mean, dude, the first thing I put on Facebook was these DBs might be the weakest link of this goddamn team. Number one. Couldn't cover nobody in man-to-man coverage. Sage Ryan getting eat up. Major Burns got ate up. Spates got ate up. I mean, man, like, y'all can't cover nobody? 4 5-stars? Spates come from Syracuse. I'm not even getting to that because I'm never gonna get a transfer from Syracuse to play cornerback. I'm sorry. Ain't no 4 5-stars going to Syracuse. Well, anyway, So if you can't cover man to man, don't you think you should play zone a little bit? I need all y'all to answer this for me. Did LSU play zone defense at any time last night, Sunday night? Did you see any type of zone defense from LSU?
Oh
No.
my God.
You didn't see a zone defense. Man, that was just horrible. No adjustments made in the second half. None at all. Your O-line didn't block as well as we wanted them to. Jaden Daniels, to me, Jaden Daniels played a good game. Yeah, he threw an interception, but his receiver fell out. It was a comeback route. He fell out. Not his fault. But my question is, who did LSU think they were? Did they think they were big, bad LSU and can't lose, can't be touched? Really? What have y'all done since 2019? Not a goddamn thing. And we talk about these DBs? Dude, they horrible. They horrible. So, I blame a lot on coaching. Number one, a lot on coaching. And your DBs can't cover man to man, go to a zone. Go to a zone. Cover two zone. You could even did a, well, no, I'm not gonna say cover two man because they couldn't cover. They couldn't cover man to man. I'm not even gonna say that. But man, that was horrible. John Emery and Logan Diggs extremely missed from this game. Extremely. Now we know Noah Kane and whoever else ain't the running backs that they need. Even though the O-line didn't help much, they're not the two running backs that this LSU team needs. The top two did not play this game. And all in all, this falls on Brian Kelly. Hands down, period. I couldn't believe the performance we saw. And now LSU, for the last 4 years on a season opener, they've lost every game. Every game. And then let me not forget this. Let me not forget. The best player on the team. Playing middle linebacker? Spying on a quarterback? Are we serious? Like, this is the best edge rusher in the nation? Harold Perkins? Freshman All-American outside linebacker, defensive end, edge rusher? And we got this dude playing middle linebacker, and he's spying on a quarterback. No pressure on Jordan Daniels. Yes, DJ, FSU is very talented. Very talented. They were the better team. The better team, without a doubt. I won't deny that. But what we saw for that purple and gold, after all this talk we've been hearing about this purple and gold, a chance to go to the college football playoffs, that was horrible. That was horrible. Good thing they get Grambling this week. They get Grambling. Good thing. But other than that, that was a disgrace to what we saw on TV. Go ahead, VK.
I ain't gonna lie, it was a hell of a first half.
Yeah.
Hell of a first half. And I know
blown opportunities. Chance to score twice
right,
before quarter
blown.
down.
Exactly. The thing is, and I see what Reggie talking about. It didn't matter. They not press the quarterback. The front seven played their behind off, Reggie. They got tired. What else a front seven gonna freaking do when your secondary can't cover a cold? Tell me that. Your secondary can't help you. Like, come on, man. What else you can do? Give a lot, and I'm gonna say this: give a lot of credit to Florida State.
Mike Norvell,
they proved it. Yeah. And they proved that they are a good team, a really good team.
Best in the ACC.
And I'm gonna be real with you. The strength of that FSU team is that defense. That defense, my goodness, bro. I mean,
they played great.
They played unbelievable. That secondary is good. The front seven is they're vicious. And then when the offense finally settled down, Jordan Travis has made a statement of being a Heisman Trophy candidate. He made a huge statement the game he played. I love those receivers they got. And I mean, man, I tell you, those receivers, I agree with that too. I agree with that one. But those receivers was unbelievable for Florida. All around, Florida State proved that they were really, really good. And by far, after last night, I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna wait a couple of weeks. I could say what I really want to say, but I'm not gonna do that yet. It just was one game last night, which was a shocker, which was a huge shocker. Now, some people's like Duke football. What is? Let me tell you something about Duke football. Duke football got themselves together in the last 8.5, 9 years under David Cutcliffe. Thank you very much.
Cutler
If you
did his
look at his
job.
record,
He did his job with them. He did a great job.
did a great job.
But this is Mike Elko, right? The new head
This
coach.
Mike Elko, who I think is year number
Nine
2.
9 years, 9 wins last year. 9 wins.
9 wins. And they're taking off. Duke has exactly. Duke is coming around, and guess what? I think they're going to be a nice challenger in the state of North Carolina. Mac Brown, you might have some competition, buddy. I like some Mac Brown, but you might have some competition. But that is huge for them. And what we seen last night's game, well, I'm gonna get back to LSU in a second. But what I seen last night was the fact we did not see any Duke. We see very few Duke-like plays, Duke-like football plays, coming up big and making big plays. And they didn't do not too many turnovers, not too many little mistakes. They made plays and they outplayed Clemson to get the job done. Clemson for the first time in a long time, and they got to get it together. I'm gonna give it a time, but it's the first time I seen Clemson play that bad since the early Dabo days when he first started coaching. It's been a long
That
time
was
since we've
bad.
seen that kind of play from Clemson.
The
And
fumbles at the goal line. My God, man.
Ship.
Unbelievable. You never saw Clemson do this.
Let me tell you something. The quarterback was partially, some of it wasn't, but a lot of it, he messed up a lot. Then
He
on
messed
top of
up,
that,
but the major part was not his fault.
not. I ain't gonna lie. Some of it was a mix of everybody. He made 3 critical mistakes, and that's bad. You
The
cannot do
interception
that.
wasn't his fault.
Now, one of the interception wasn't his fault. Now, one of the fumbles was his fault because of the exchange. You got to
What did
have
it
that
say?
exchange together. There was one interception was his fault, and there was one time when he had a pass and just missed it, and he was behind the receiver. So the thing
What about
is,
Clemson defense? That was horrible. They couldn't tackle anything.
it's combined. I'm just saying. I'm not putting
No,
all on the
I'm
quarterback.
just put it out there. Like, yeah.
Quarterback is partially of it. Shipley, oh my God. Will Shipley, and I hate to say it,
He overrated, bro.
straight
Overrated.
trash. Straight
Overrated. All this hype
trash.
about Shipley.
Straight
Overrated.
trash, done. Straight trash. It looks bad. I'm like this. Dabo is going to have to make a lot of adjustments. I'll give Klubman a good chance, but at the same time, I think Dabo's going to make some major adjustments after this game because that don't look good. That don't look like Clemson the last 10 years. It don't.
Nah.
So it just shows how, and I hate to say it, how weak the ACC is looking. It's not good. But how big the FSU win to LSU is now, how huge that is for the college football playoff. So now Florida State, they need to go undefeated. They got no choice now because Clemson has
You
let them
got to.
down big time. So with that being said, Florida State, I think LSU has a lot of work to do. That secondary for LSU, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like this. Yeah, good thing they're playing Grambling. But all of a sudden, they better get ready right after that Mississippi State, that early freaking kick in Starkville. That will not be an easy game.
Not at all.
Tigers.
Not
So
at all.
they got to get it together. Coach Kelly is going to have to really retool some things. But hey, here's another thing. I'm going to say this on Florida State. We're going to move on. It's time, and I know it's early, but it's time to give Mike Norvell his props. It's time.
I gave it to him last year.
Yeah, I know you gave it
I
to him,
gave it
but
to him last year.
there's some people that they ain't gonna give him props because of the other coach that was there. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it right here. I understand you guys saying about Willie Taggart. I get it. But you have to understand a Florida State fan. You know what game I said that Willie Taggart needed to go? And I still didn't forget it. It was my 40th birthday. I'm in Panama City. I'm debating should I go to Tallahassee and watch that game. And I didn't realize that game was in the morning. 50 something points. And when you look at them highlights, I'm sorry. I don't care if you black, white, Spanish. That is not Florida State football. That is unacceptable. That is the worst loss I've ever seen from Florida, taking it from a rival like Florida. This was worse than when Florida State lost the year with Thad Busby was at quarterback and Jacquez Green beat them by freaking self. That was worse than that. Ridiculous. All I'm gonna say at that time, I was like, I'm sorry. I cannot give that man a third year. That's unacceptable. Their standards are held at Florida State. I know things got to take time. I get it. But their standards got to be held. And when the standards don't get held and you lose your locker room, it's not good. Change got to be made. And I understand that he done some great things at other schools. But for Mike Norvell, who took a University of Memphis team to the next level in that program, and we knew, and I ain't gonna lie, he could have been fired last year if he did what he did. I'm gonna give my boy that. Norvell could have been out the door. I even said it myself. Nothing happens, he's gone. But the improvement they made last year was tremendous. And for that team to make the statement that they made, especially from a shaky start, and for them to get going and get it on top, that's huge for Mike Norvell and Florida State. They got much more things to come in. And Coach Norvell said himself, we still got improvement to do. And that's scary for the Seminoles.
And once again, I'm gonna sit here and say Willie
Of
Taggart should have
course.
got his 3 year. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say
Of
it.
course. Of
I'm gonna
course.
say it.
You're
He
going to
should
say
have
it
got
till
his
you're blue
three
in the
years
face.
because he had a.
I respect your opinion.
We compare his year and a half to Mike Norvell. Willie had more goddamn wins. Willie had more wins than Scott Frost. Scott Frost had his 5 years.
How many wins Taggart has right now over Mike Norvell? How many wins right now?
Over him, Mike Norvell got his 3rd year, so he never had more than Mike Norvell. But we going a year and a half. He had more wins than Mike Norvell. And I don't care Willie was hit. Let him get his 3rd year. Let's see if he can do something in his 3rd year. If not, then fire him. I didn't agree with it at all. But Mike Norvell didn't do nothing his first 2 years, but his 3rd year, he finally took off. But we'll never know about Willie. I mean, he won at Oregon. He won at Western Kentucky. He won at South Florida. I mean, check it. You can see the records. But hey, what do I know? But we're going to move on. We're going to move on from Willie in Florida State. We're going to go to Deion Primetime Sanders right quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the ones that said, hey, he gonna get his behind whipped by TCU. I said it. I said, Coach Sonny Dykes, my dude, he gonna beat him down. Bruh, that was the game of the week. Props to Colorado. Props to Coach Prime. Bruh, they ain't coming no more. They're here. They are here. And next on the list is Nebraska. And I think they're going to beat Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska got film of them now. But guess what? I think Colorado gets another win. Does this mean I'm going off of what I said that they get more? That I said they get 4 wins. Have I changed my mind? No. I haven't changed my mind yet. But hey, that was a statement win over last year's national runner-ups. They came to play. They came to they kept receipts. And anybody who doubted them, they saying we told y'all. Props to Colorado. I have to props to them. Go ahead, VK.
Well, I was the one that was right out of us three. I said it myself that it could go TCU way, but I said it depends how the game starts. If Colorado comes out starting good, expect this game to be close for a minute. And I mean close as I don't know what. And they came out first couple of drives and scored on their first couple of drives. And I mean, when I seen that, I said, this is going to be interesting for Colorado to overcome certain adversities, to bounce back every time on their drive. And not just that, over no. Look at this. For a team, and you can just tell. And I said this about TCU: new starters, new players, inexperience. I know Colorado has more inexperience than TCU, but TCU has all new starters that did not hit that field all year last year. So what that makes you think? The matchup is a little even, just a little bit, meaning, okay, if TCU starts on fire, long day for Colorado. It did not happen that way. It didn't. Colorado came to play. Colorado stayed with it. Travis Hunter, a beast out there. And the 4 receivers were over 100 yards for Colorado. Shadir Sanders, not now,
Accuracy
very
for
accurate.
oh
And here's
man,
the and here's the and here's the thing. I forgot that lady name. I think it was from ESPN. She used to be on Get Up talking about the college football playoff. Hillary something, I forgot her name. She was on Get
Diana
Up.
Rossini.
No, not Diana Rossini. It was the other lady. She usually be on talking about a college football player. One of the experts. God dog it, I forgot her name. I know it'll pop up my head, but she said, "Well, Travis Hunter should be up, like should be a candidate for the Heisman Trophy because the big plays he be." Now, don't get me wrong. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, man.
He should. He
I get,
should.
I get where you're coming from.
I see where you're
But
going, but
but
he
but
should too.
but 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 I'm sorry for you not saying Shadir Sanders is not a Heisman candidate this game. That's freaking ludicrous. You didn't lost your damn mind. First start, 500 yards, 500 and 4 touches for a first start from an HBCU. 500 for your first ever start. Come on, bro. I get it because Travis Hunter is a dog. 100-something yards, got a touchdown and a pick to put the game away.
There you
He's
go.
a nice guy. I
There you
love it.
go. That's all you
But
need.
that's all you
Play
need.
both ways.
But Heisman candidate, he can be up there. But Shadir has put his name
Both should be there.
on the list. Both
Both
should
of
be
them should be there.
good point. I can
Both.
definitely say that. He could definitely be on there too. But when you said that, I'm sorry. I had to be a little offended because I'm like, come on, bro. I mean, 500 for your first start against the defending national runner-up. It's unbelievable, bro. I mean, for him to do that is amazing, and for Colorado, the ceiling is just gonna get better. My biggest thing is this: it should be a close game against Nebraska, and it's gonna be a good one. And here's another thing: Deion Sanders is making that cheddar, a serious cheddar. You have to think about this. Besides the $7-8 million that he's making at Colorado, you know how many commercial breaks the first
Everything has
seven?
something to do with Prime, man. Every
Thank
commercial
you.
has something to do with Prime.
Seven,
Bro, it's so
8
many.
commercial breaks. Prime,
He's
prime,
marketable. He's marketable.
prime.
Marketable.
Dude, he is taking over the game. You gonna respect it. You gonna check it. If you don't like it, get the hell out. You don't like it, oh well. Plain and simple, bro. It's gonna be a close game Saturday against Nebraska. If Colorado gets it done, look out. Look out.
We're gonna go to our last topic before we get out of here. Tulane won big against South Alabama won big. Yeah, South Alabama. You know, with your helmets, home of Mardi Gras. But guess what? Who goes to Mobile for Mardi Gras? People come to New Orleans. So you can call it the home, the birthplace, whatever. But guess what? We took that from y'all and we made it better, and we continue to make it better. And people are going to continue to come to New Orleans, not Mobile. Now, Saturday afternoon, Ole Miss comes to town. Ole Miss right now, I believe, is a 5-point favorite over Tulane. Tulane middle linebacker Corey Platt is out with an injury. He's out. It's not gonna be easy, bro. Yeah, I know Tulane beat USC. I know they did. But man, when you got a good quarterback in Josh Hart, when you got, to me, one of the best running backs in the nation in Judkins in your backfield, and you got receivers for days, this is gonna be hard. I think the game plan is mainly focused on Judkins. I think that's the main thing. But man, this ain't gonna be easy for Tulane. They gotta play a great game. Great game. I'm gonna get to you in a second, DJ. I see what you said. They gotta play a great game overall, defensively, offensively. Gotta be able to move the ball on Ole Miss defense, which I think they should be able to do. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, and I hope my Tulane Green Wave can pull it out.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game, but I ain't gonna lie. Regardless, dog, I think I feel good that this Tulane Green Wave team is gonna pull this off. I feel good about this. I really do. It's gonna be a tough game. Like I said this before the season started. This right here, if you bought your tickets and they still got tickets on sale, get your tickets.
They ain't got no tickets on sale for this one.
They got no tickets on sale. They all gone.
You gotta go to StubHub or Vivid Seats. Yeah.
Ooh,
They put it on Facebook yesterday. Sold out.
Sold out. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Tulane fans, stay up in that thing the whole game, bro. Make that noise like you did in the championship game. This is what I'm going. This is the thing. I think this is going to be a shootout to the death. I said this before the season started. This is going to be a shootout to the death. Whoever gets the ball last wins. And I think Tulane's going to have to concentrate on running that football and keeping the ball out of Ole Miss's hands. They're going to have to do that. They throw the ball with Michael Pratt. I think Pratt's going to have a great game. I think we're going to see a lot of the two running backs between Barnes and also what's the other back that's starting right now for Tulane? That
not ringing a bell right now.
Okay. They're going to have to mix it up with them and run it with Pratt. Mix that pass too, but to me, they're going to have to focus on that run. If Ole Miss cannot stop the run and Tulane goes on some long drives, Tulane has a chance to win this ball game. The thing is, they're going to have to keep away from Ole Miss, knowing, you got Lane Kiffin, whose offense is just clicking at any time. So I tell you, it's going to be a great game if Tulane keeps the ball out of Ole Miss's hands on some possessions and even steal some possessions. I think Tulane has a chance. I think Tulane is going to pull this off.
DJ13, let me answer your question. Shaw don't play Saturday. They play Friday. But they play in Houston, Texas. So if you want to go to Houston, Texas and see them play, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I don't know for sure tomorrow if I'm going or not, but the way it's looking, I won't be going to this Shaw game. I'll be missing this one. But ladies and gents, that is our show for tonight. We are back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. VK got something to say. Go ahead, VK.
Well, I got to get some special shout outs before we get out of here. I'm sorry. I hate to hold you up, Jared, but it ain't going to take that long. Shout out to Texas State.
Yeah, well, you talking.
Whatever. Shout out to Texas State proving me wrong about Baylor. Still got time for Baylor to win the Big 12, but they got a big upset victory. One of my guys I used to go to school with, a very good defensive end, used to play for St. Augustine, Michael Baldwin. His son plays for Texas State, and they came up with the big victory. Congratulations to Texas State. Also, a big shout out to Donnie Russell, the assistant coach at Xavier. They have recruited and bought in a transfer out of Oregon. They bought in a transfer out of Oregon softball to play for Xavier University. I'm going to put it out on Facebook tomorrow. That is huge news for Xavier. Xavier softball is really making waves going into third year of the program, and that's big for them that they got this transfer out of Oregon. Also, a big shout out and congratulations, and we're gonna have him on the Hash It Out show soon. McDonough 35 has a new basketball head coach, and his name is Sean Dumas. Sean Dumas is the new head coach at McDonough 35, the new head basketball coach. I'm surprised you didn't hear that news earlier, and he posted it earlier today. Sean Dumas, that could have been a success at St. Aug years ago, and started Sean Dumas Academy, the new head coach of the McDonough 35 basketball Rhine Eagles.
Wow.
Good question. I don't even know. I found out about this today, DJ13. I just found out about this today. I know Sean personally. I haven't talked to him yet, but I don't know what's going on. I know Mitch has been dealing with things last couple of years, but I don't know if he's taking a step back. He must be taking a step back or something, but that is huge news. I found out today about that. And one more special shout out to Zephaniah Powell. He had a little bit of a procedure today in the hospital. Everything did well. He's going to be back on the sidelines coaching on Thursday. So special prayers and shout out going to Zephaniah Powell, the head coach of the Amite Warriors.
Right. We're back tomorrow with our picks. Who we got winning these games. Hopefully our good friend George Peppers will be back with us tomorrow. If not, he forfeits all the games.
And we have the upper hand.
That's right. That's right. But look, we'll tell you our records tomorrow, and it's tight. It is tight. That's all I gotta say about that. But we're back tomorrow, 8:00. We don't have a guest tomorrow. VK, we get your boy in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about off there.
I'll tell you when you get off there right quick. But we're back tomorrow, 8:00 with our picks. Come on back with us. Join us, everybody. Special thank you to Coach Terence Cahee, the head coach of the Wossman Wildcats. We thank him for coming on. We appreciate it so much. But we're back tomorrow. Other than that, y'all take care. The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear. Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show.